I'm Kiko Cortez, and today we talking prison hustler 101. I'm about to break down how you get money in the joint from the lowest level all the way to the top. What's good? Welcome to another episode of Kiko's P.A.I.N, the definitive channel of the Florida chain gang, where we turn bad into good and pain into progress. I'm Kiko Cortez, and today we talking prison hustler 101. I'm about to break down how you get money in the joint from the lowest level all the way to the top. Today, this is part one, low level hustles. You first getting your feet wet, you ain't got nothing, you don't know nobody, and you trying to make a little something in there, trying to make sure you got a noodle to go to bed on and a cup of coffee to wake up on. These the hustles you probably gonna start with. Before I get into it, now y'all go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe up, hit the notification bell. Let me set the stage for you because you gotta understand. Like, oh damn, don't they feed you and they give you what you need? Nah, this ain't daycare. This the chain gang. First of all, if you getting by on just the three trades that they give you each day, you're gonna be in constant state of hunger. You're gonna leave the child hall hungry after you just ate what they gave you, as much of it as you could stand to eat. One of the first things you have to understand is Florida doesn't pay its inmates for the jobs that they work. So if you're pushing a Flintstone lawnmower, that's a lawnmower. They ain't got no mower. It's just got the blade, and you pushing it is the power. You don't get paid for that. You in there washing dishes, working in the chow hall all day. You don't get paid for that either, and don't get caught eating extra food because you're not supposed to eat any more than the next man, even though you in there working 8 hours in a day in one of the most miserable jobs in the prison. Um, you a house man, you cleaning up after your fellow inmates. Now you ain't getting paid for that. There's only not even a handful of jobs in the Florida chain gang that actually pay any money. Canteen man gets $50 a week. $50 a week, and there's only usually around four canteen men per prison. So 1,000, 2,000, however many inmates in the prison, four of you lucky fellas get to make $50 a week, and your life is about to be that canteen. You're gonna be in there all day, every day, at the beck and call of the people that run the prison. There's a thing called P.A.I.N. It's an outside organization that has spots at certain prisons in Florida where they pay like literally pennies on the dollar. I think if you could work, 50, 60 hours a week, and I think at the end of the month you might get $100, $120 paycheck for that. It's peanuts as well. But if you don't have nothing, it's something. But you need to have a GED. You need to have, like perfect behavior, no security threat group file. You're not just getting in there just because you want to. So there's that. Maybe one or two other things that I don't know about because I never had those jobs. But for the most part, it's safe to say that you don't get paid to work in Florida. Whereas Indiana, where I did time and can speak personally, and a lot of other states that I just heard about do pay you. Whatever your job is, you get paid something. Even if it's a little bit, it's something. And generally, if you go several months with good ratings above satisfactories, you get a slight pay increase, and you can build it up to a little something. Um, but Florida don't do that. Florida, if you're not getting money sent to you from the streets, you're not gonna have money. You're not gonna have nothing. Now, like, well, what about soap and shampoo and deodorant and razors and stuff? Well, Florida gives you a toothbrush every 3 months. They give you a tube of toothpaste every month. They give you one roll of toilet paper a week. They don't issue deodorant. They don't issue lotion, any other hygiene products. They give you toilet paper, a toothbrush, and some toothpaste, and that's it. Anything else you might need, batteries, any other little hygiene product, or antifungal cream, whatever it may be, you have to buy that from the canteen or put in a sick call and get that from medical. So without going over and over, let me just sum it up by saying, if you don't get money sent from the streets, you're gonna be hungry. You're not gonna have deodorant. You're not gonna have anything that you need, much less what you want. Therefore, where does that leave you? To lay there and suffer, to beg up off the next man, try to get down with your bunkie, make friends, the guy stuff. Oh, lots of people do that. Too many people do that. But I mean, is that the route we want to take? No, we want to have our own. So understanding that, let's go over some of these low key hustles that most people get into. First of all, would be the chow hall, stealing stuff out of the chow hall and bringing it back to the dorm. This is a hustle that anybody could do. It's very easy to get into the kitchen, working in the kitchen. Most people get put in there and don't want to be in there. Some people want to be in there because they know, even though you're not supposed to, you're gonna be able to eat. You know, whenever they're not looking, throw something in, and you're gonna at least be able to be full. And a lot of people understand, hey, I can take a little something out of here, maybe sell it in the dorm. Some people make an art form of it. That's all they go. From the moment they walk in that door, they're looking for stuff to steal and a way to get it back out to the dorm. And so there's levels to it. Some people just steal if they're happen to be serving hamburgers, however many hamburgers I can steal, throw into a little pouch, strap up, because you get strip search coming out generally. So you're gonna have to strap it up real good around your genitalia. Come up with some fancy little girdle or whatever, and strap it to your body. Maybe put it in your boots if they don't check there, and you walk it back to the dorm, break it out. Hey, I got a hamburger patty for a soup. This for a soup, whatever. Um, and you can do that for whether it's the dessert, whatever. The more desired the food item, obviously, the better it's gonna sell for back in the dorm. Chicken, obviously, in Florida Tang, and you get chicken every Tuesday night, and that's always a good seller. As I said, hamburgers, certain other things, desserts. But that's really like real petty. Like I said, you're gonna get a soup per whatever it is that you got. Um, some people steal sugar. All the sugar always sells because they don't sell sugar in the canteen because people make wine with it. So obviously, if you can catch them with the box of sugar, steal as much of it, you could take it to the wine man and sell it to him. Jelly, steal big bags of jelly. Same thing, sell them to the wine man. He can use jelly to cook his wine. Juice, fruit juice, real fruit juice. You go and get into the fruit cooler, steal a whole box of oranges, smash them into bottles. Got you some raw orange juice, fresh squeezed orange juice. Smuggle it back to the dorm. Wine man, once again, use that to cook wine with. So you got these people that basically just steal whatever's not nailed down, and then they can sneak up out of there and they sell it. That fits this category of lower level hustles to a T. It's real low hanging fruit. You're not getting paid a lot, but it's rather easy to do. You don't really have to have any position. You just have to be in the kitchen to do it and figure out how to get it out past the guards. Now, this kitchen job, it can progress from low level up to mid level if you put yourself in the right position. And that's what can really make the chow hall a bad place to work, in my opinion, because there's a lot of politicking going on for these certain spots. Because you have one officer in there working for security, but then you have free world people that run the kitchen. They're not officers, they're hired just to run the kitchen, food service workers. And a lot of times it's women, it's usually mostly women. And that's another thing that adds ish into the game. Obviously, anytime there's women in the prison system, these inmates are going to be jockeying for position, trying to, pull this woman and see what, they can make shake. And whether it's to have sex, whether it's to convince them to introduce contraband into the prison, or if it's just to get a good job where they can touch the things that just everybody can't touch. Storeroom worker. If you can get that job in the storeroom, you got access to everything. You got the bags of jelly, the boxes of sugar, and you just got to figure out how to get it out there, sell it, while still maintaining your books to make everything look good for the people that you're accountable to. That's a prime position. Cook is the other one. Cook or baker. If you're sitting there cooking, yeah, you gotta sit there and you gotta do what you gotta do for the prison, get all that food out. But if you got a good rapport with this food service worker that's working, you can sit there and make up something that you want to make. So, which is generally some type of sandwich. These boys will sit there, hook up some 5 hamburgers, whatever it may be, whatever materials they have, they'll sit there and whip up. You might just make a whole bunch of good grilled cheese sandwiches with some lunch meat, but you got them grilled on the stove. When it's more exclusive than what you're gonna get on your tray. So you can take these, wrap them up, you take them back, and back in the dorm, these sandwiches sell from anywhere between $1 to $2. You might get 20 of them out every night. That's $20 to $40 every night in land money, as we call it, canteen land money. Every single night, $20 to $40 you can make easy. And a lot of guys are taking out more sandwiches than that and or charging more than that. So you can make 20, 30, 40, $50 every single day with that cook job. Now you might have to break down your mules to smuggling the stuff back for you, but you getting some money. This is in a prison system where you can only spend $100 legally in the canteen off of your account. You can have $10,000. It's only going to register $100 every Monday, and you spend that, it's gonna say zero to the next Monday when another $100 roll over. And if you spend $100 a week in the canteen, you living pretty damn good. So imagine if you can make 20, 30, $40 a day working out the chow hall, you can live pretty good. When you're in that position, it takes your chow hall job from low level to mid level. Hustle number 2, selling coffee. Okay, they sell coffee in the canteen, bags of coffee. When I just got out a year ago, there was a $6 a bag. But now everybody has $6 to go to the canteen and get coffee. They got a couple soups. They got a soup and they want to drink coffee right now. So you take the bag of coffee and you bust it down into bombs. We would take the same plastic gloves that they give you to serve chow in the chow hall. People would get a whole pack of them, fill the fingers with coffee, 2 light scoops, rip them off, knot them up, and have them a big bag full of coffee bombs. Each one of these bombs you sell for a soup. A soup right now in the chain gang, 78 cents. I just checked with my dog today. You bomb up this whole bag of coffee, you might make 14 soups, let's say, off the bag of coffee. Now you need to get another bag of coffee. You don't have no money in your account. That's the thing about these low-level hustles. They're not dependent on you having money in your account. If we had money in our account, we might be doing something bigger and better. So now you done got 14, 15 soups off of selling this bag of coffee. You need more coffee. You take 8, 9 soups, whatever deal you can come up with, and you go get somebody who has money or who has bags of coffee, and you trade them the soups for the coffee. Now, boom, you bomb it back up again. So, each bag, depending on where you're at, how big you're making your bombs, etc., and how many soups you have to pay to get your re-up bag, all right, whatever's left over, that's your profit. 4, 5, 6 maybe soups per bag. Now you're profiting. It's not that much, but you're going to have a soup to go to bed on. You're going to have a cup of coffee to wake up on. And you're going to be at least respected a little bit for somebody who goes and gets his instead of asking all the time. Now, this next one is real low. I mean, it's low. It's low level. It's low level can get. This is making beds. This job is only a once a week job because generally when everyone wants their bed made, you usually have most institutions on Wednesday, that's sheet day. They say it's mandatory. You need to throw your sheets in. Some places really crack down on it. They come in and find you with the sheets and they're gonna act the ass. But when your sheets come back from the laundry, okay, man, most people are lazy, man. They don't want to make their bed. And if you got a bag full of suits and you got a little money, hey, bro, make my bed. Throw him a suit. It's usually the same guy on the dorm, and he's got his clients, 5, 6, 7 dudes. He goes there, makes the bed up real good. Boom, and he's got some suits. If you ain't got nothing, it's cool. But believe me, it's definitely, you know, I never look down on somebody hustling. But the general opinion is, you making beds is real low. But then again, bumming, stealing is even lower. So you gotta respect it to a certain degree. Kind of related and kind of looked at in the same light is washing laundry. You see, in the Florida prison system, like most, the laundry services aren't all that great. And chances are, you send your nice little personal laundry items out, they won't make it back. So if you got personal t-shirts, boxers, or even just nice state issue blues or whites, and you want to get them back, you better either wash them yourself or pay somebody to do it. Not to mention, if your stuff does come back, it's probably gonna be yellow, brown, dingy. It's gonna get dingy real fast because then them guys are selling the bleach up out of there. They're not putting in a quarter of the bleach they're supposed to put in, if they're even getting issued uncut bleach, a halfway non-diluted bleach to wash their clothes with in the first place. So almost every dorm is gonna have a guy. He gets the mop bucket. He always, he takes his little profits and he acquires, soap, little bleach, and he sits there and hand washes your stuff, hangs it up in his room. You'll see these guys that look like a Chinese laundry, wholesale, covered in clothing lines, clothes hanging everywhere. And I mean, for a long time, almost everywhere I go, hey, where's the laundry man? You know what I'm saying? Because hey, you acquire nice stuff. You want to look halfway presentable. You know, you're gonna do what you gotta do to acquire stuff, and you want it to last. You want it to stay nice. It's a very necessary hustle. But again, if like you like consider yourself a player, you're gonna be like, nah, I ain't washing clothes. Nah, I ain't washing clothes. Pride can be a mother, but you know, uh, it's a certain type that does it. Hey, and I respect them. They're necessary. They're needed. But again, it's considered a very low level hustle. Now, related to this, certain camps in the laundry room, the laundry working inmates are allowed to do what they generally call special wash. This is where you pay the laundry worker who works up there in the laundry on laundry day, whether it's blues, whether it's whites, whatever it is. They got the big general laundry bag where everybody throws their bags in, little net bags, and then they have another bag for special wash. You put your stuff in there. They're gonna wash all the special wash together. They're gonna put extra bleach in there. They're gonna fold your stuff. They're gonna make sure everything's nice. They're gonna make sure it comes back. And for this, you generally pay them $5 to $10 a month. So you could be in there working in the laundry room. You got 10, 15, 20 clients in your dorm. Man, multiply that between $5 to $10. You know what I mean? Each month, you bring in 100, 150, whatever dollars just from that in a state job that you working anyways. And on top of that, if anyone wants to buy new clothes and you can acquire, new sets of blues, whites, you can get them from out of the laundry, sell them to these guys, make a little more supplemental money. People want alterations to their clothes. They want their pants hem, or they want something custom done to their jacket, whatever. All right, that's more money you can make on top of that. So, having that role, which is limited, there's only so many of those spots available, and you got to be up there at the laundry all day. I never had 24 years of prison. I never worked in the laundry. Generally, there's something about the job, but laundry sergeants that run laundry, generally some of the biggest assholes and bitchs that you come across. I don't know what it is, but I never wanted to be up there. But as lower level hustles go, being a laundry man in the laundry room that has the ability to do special wash and certain things is a pretty good low level hustle. Next, you got the guys that the chain gang could not run without. Well, we would be looking real bad without these boys. And these are the repair men. These are the guys that fix the radios, that sew the shoes, that know how to sew on clothes, and they keep what you got lasting you for longer. Because this in the joint, even if you got a little bit of money, you got some money coming from the streets. Man, you ain't trying to buy a new radio every time you drop it and it breaks. You ain't trying to buy a whole new set of headphones. You get a set of headphones. You invest $40, $45 on a pair of headphones. You want that set of headphones to last you 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You riding with it. But stuff happens. The rack get broke. All right, these guys are gonna, they're gonna get there and melt the plastic. They're gonna put paper clips in there and melt them, do all what they gotta do, make sure your rack fits on your head and everything's working right. Your radio break, they're gonna sit there and bust it open. They got these little homemade soldering irons. They make candles. They sit there and make them a little candle with oil or whatever. Have the candle going because there's no lighters in prison, no matches. So you take batteries, get a flame. Maybe I'll demonstrate that sometime on here. Get you a live flame off the batteries, light the candle, and now they can sit there and keep heating up their soldering iron and sitting here working inside your radio. It's crazy. But it's some talented people with some skills in the chain gang. And we're glad to have them. Now this job right here, I mean, you ain't never gonna go hungry, but I mean you're gonna be there all day. You see these guys, they're all day. They got the little setup First of all, you gotta watch, make sure the police ain't doing their rounds, and you just sitting there all day fixing radios, fixing headphones. Now you got dudes that sew shoes. There's levels to it. You got guys that just, your soles. People go, you take these cheap shoes they sell you, B grade shoes. You playing basketball on concrete, chewing up the bottom of the shoes. They don't last long. But again, buying shoes isn't something that you can just do like this for the average person in a joint. So, you got people sit there to make big long needles. They'll sew the bottom back on there. Usually it's like some ugly X stitches all around that thing, but they functional. You out there, you back on the court playing, you back out there working out. You got other guys, craftsmen. They can sit there and take a size 14 and customize it and break it down into a size 8.5 with a whole nother midsole on the outsole with and just you would never know. These guys make lots more money because people know it's quality and it's gonna last and it looks good. This one here is a little petty, little quick opportunity grab, really. And it's selling spots in the canteen line. Most spots it can be real hard to get to the canteen. It could be a source of incredible anxiety and stress. Your dorm don't go to the canteen but once a week, and then once you get there, everybody's trying to go. The line's long. It's all types of chaos, and however it shook out, you 40 people back, and there's only an hour to the yard close. Are you gonna make it to that window? Man, probably not. But somebody way up there in the top 10, he ran out. He got in that line, even though he don't got no money, cause he know once he got in that spot, that guy back there in the 40th spot who do got money, he's gonna pay to get that spot. And it depends on like if it's a long, real hectic line like that, you could probably make a couple bucks or more. Some people are like, man, I'll give you $5 for that spot up there, or whatever it may be. But generally it's usually like $1 or $2. And again, it depends on the spot. Usually you got one shot at it. Your spot, you sell it and you go on about your business. If you do that, yeah, you just gotta respect it. But you got these other cats, they'll sell the spot, then they'll look for opportunity and sneak back up in the line again, sell that spot, and they'll just sit there and try to keep selling spots as long as somebody either, will let them cut in and the cops don't catch them and run them off or whatever. They'll just take it as far as they can take it. And these are the people that drive you crazy. You just gotta basically be like, nah, not here, partner. You go up there, you might jump up in that part of the line, you might jump it back here, but right here, no. Ain't nobody coming right here in this spot. Now here's one for the sports lover. Running a sports pool. Now, most of y'all out there probably had some type of experience with a sports pool, whether it's the office, March Madness pool, whatever it may be. But it's the same concept in here. Say, for instance, football. Okay, all the college football games for the day. Or maybe you just pick 15, 20 of them. All the matchups. Sometimes you put the point spread if it's, big point spread. Sometimes if it's you pick most of the close games, you might just have head up. But either way, you got all the matchups, and everybody knows a line. Everybody's got a line. You go in there, you pick your line. You think 0 or X. You think put a 0 if you think the home team gonna win. Put an X if you think the road team gonna win. Boom, fill out your column like that. Put a number for the tiebreaker on the last game. Boom. Maybe it's a soup. Maybe it's $1 or $2. Whatever it is. You pay that. That's your line. There might be 40, 50. If it's a big pool, 40, 50 on lines in there from all the people that play their line. And at the end of the day, the person who runs the pool, you take out a percentage of what you bring in, everything that everybody brings in, you take out a certain little small percentage, and the rest of it is the pot that the winner gets. Maybe you leave a little bit for the second place. You might give, if it's $40 in the pot, you might give 35 of it to the winner, 5 of it to second place, and you might give a free ticket for next week to third place. And now you keep yourself, $5 or something. It's a lot of work for a little bit of money, but you don't have to have anything up front. All you have to do is have the hustle to make your spread, make your pool tickets, and go out there and beat your feet to the yard. In the older days, back when I used to do this myself, it was easier because the whole prison would go to yard together multiple times a day. So you got all these people out there, and it's just gotta be you being like, "Hey, what's up, bro? You wanna play my pool? Hey, bro, play the pool? Hey, now a lot of times they only want to send one dorm to the yard at a time, maybe two, and the whole prison isn't intermingling like that because of security reasons. So it's harder to get these big, real big compound wide pools. So people generally run them within their dorm or just in their quad. And that means you might have 12 lines, maybe 20 lines at the most. So you're really not making anything but like a few dollars, and you get to sweat. You might hit the ticket yourself, so you get to sweat for free. But this makes it a low level. But again, it's low entry, like all of these are. Another hustle that can go from low level to mid level, depending on the level that you do it, is a barber. You got lots of people that can cut hair in the joint, but there's only so many jobs in the barber shop. You can cut good. You got one of those few barbershop jobs. I mean, you can get by decent on cutting hair. You're gonna be in there cutting hair all day, but you're gonna go home with a bag, go back to your dorm with a big bag full of chips, soups, tunas, honey buns, all that good stuff. But now the average dude in the dorm, see, they took all razor blades out of the Florida chain gang over 10 years ago because so many face slashings. But before that, a comb and a razor haircut was like anybody. You get your little state razor, pop it, put it on a comb. Me myself back in the day, I stayed getting a comb and razor haircut. Bald fades, whatever. Boy's cold with it, and you can make just as much money as somebody in a barbershop without having to jump through all the hoops the administration wants you to jump through. But now you don't have that no more. These days it's a lot harder for people to do that. If you don't have that job in the barbershop, it's gonna be real difficult. Now there are some beard trimmers circling around the chain gang. If you can come up on one of these, you can sit there and eat in the dorm, cutting hair all day in the bathroom. But they don't sell these to just average inmates. You might have inmates come from private camps that had these, and they'll sell them. These might go for $300-400 because you pay $300-400, and you can make thousands of dollars off these clippers. You know what to do with them. So depending on circumstances, cutting hair can be a low level hustle, or it could be mid level. This last one I'm gonna mention has evolved over the years, and where once it was low level, now it's gone up into the mid level, depending on how you do it. And this is selling rips. What a rip? Anybody from Florida in the chain gang know a rip is a cigarette, rolled up top cigarette, RIP. Up till September 2011, you could smoke cigarettes in the Florida chain gang. During that time, the hustle was 3 rips for 1 soup. So much like the coffee hustle, you would procure a pack of cigarettes, a pack of top, yellow pack. You would roll up as many of them as you could get up out of there. The more the merrier, as long as you can still sell them. And now you sell each 3 for 1 soup. Again, just like the coffee. Now you sell them all. You got a certain quantity of soups. You take as many soups as you need to go get another pack from somebody. Trade somebody a pack. So it's generally going to be the price of what the pack is in the window, which changed a lot over the years, plus another soup or something to give them a reason to want to help you, unless you just got a partner that's doing it for the love. But so now, whatever's left over, that's your profit, and you keep stacking it. The challenge with the coffee and the cigarette hustle is to stay re-ing up all the time and have product, which is finding somebody who wants to give you cigarettes or coffee for these soups. That's why you got to make it throw a little jug on there and make it a good deal for them. Now, once they took cigarettes out, it changed the game, because now, if you can even get real cigarettes, it's selling for a lot more money. And we're going to talk about that when we get to mid-level hustles. But one part of the cigarette hustle game that's still low level is the dip rip. What's a dip rip? Well, we already said what a rip is. A rip is a rolled up cigarette. All right, with dip, what's dip? Dip, is what them country boys put in their mouth. Who's most of the police in the Florida chain gang? Country boys. So all of them running around there with some dip in their mouth, spitting on the ground. And these inmates, they lay them. When they take that big chunk out, split it in the grass, boy, there's going to be 3-4 inmates running for it. Scoop that thing up. Take it back to the dorm. Dry it out. And what? Yeah, they're going to smoke it now. The ones that do it just to supply their own habit, yeah, they're going to get improvement. That's their little personal. But then you got others that hustle. Boom, they try to accumulate as much of this dip, spit out, use dip as possible, dry it up, boom, and they'll package it up, a little, magazine paper, and they'll sell it, super piece, or maybe $1. It's gone up a little. Depends on where you at. The cigarette from one prison to the next, the cigarette hustle is totally different. Some prisons you got a lot of cigarettes on the compound because you got either cops, they're allowed to bring up to 2 packs of cigarettes on their person every day because they're still allowed to smoke. So you got some of them, of course, they giving them up for cash money to inmates, and now camps like that, where that's done more, there's going to be a lot of real cigarettes on the compound. That's going to drive the dip rip prices down, and it's also going to drive the regular cigarette prices down because, supply and demand. Other camps, I swear, to see a real cigarette is rare as seeing a unicorn. And it's just like nothing. And so dip rip is really the only thing that these boys can get to get their fix. And it's not just the people who for some reason still haven't given up cigarettes, even though it's so hard to acquire in prison, that want this. It's people that like to smoke Joe. You got people that like to smoke their Molly or whatever drug. They might like the paper tunchi. They don't want to just smoke paper on paper. They want to have something of substance for this to go with. And so they'll buy dip rips or preferably real tobacco so they can smoke their Molly on it, smoke their tunchi on it, and there you have it. They'll pay a penny for that. And this supply and demand and the lack of the supply has driven this hustle up into mid-level as well, though the dip rip will always remain low level. Now, me myself, my experience in these low levels, this is how I got started hustling in the chain gang. I came in, first year, I was basically lost. I'd already did 5 years in prison in Indiana, but up there I was in a gang structure. Ma Dukes was able to break off a little bit of bread here or there, 25 hours a week most of the time, though there was some hard times too. But I never really wanted for nothing because I was in the structure with the fam. We got the poor box, everybody looking out for each other. Ain't nothing to get a care package from one of your brothers. And, again, I never really wanted for nothing. So I didn't really have to develop these real hustling skills. You get to Florida and it's every man for himself. If you ain't getting nothing, you're dead. You ain't got nothing. And I sat there for about a year, down bad, looking around, but I studied the game. And I looked for where can I get in? What can I do? What can I do? What is available for me? A man who got basically nothing. How can I start? And that's what I did. I got a pack of cigarettes. I got a bag of coffee. Came up on it, broke it down. And them were two of my first hustles I started with. I had my bombs of coffee. I had roll up all the cigarettes. I didn't drink coffee. I didn't smoke cigarettes. And I just sit there and flip them slow. But I had my little soups, had my little peanut butter squeezes, and then I slowly progressed that up and opened a store. Became a loan shark, with the stuff I had. And that we're gonna get into loan shark when we get into the mid-level hustles. I started a pool. If you're trying to have more than just a soup at night and a cup of coffee in the morning and maybe after lunch, but all you got is these low-level hustles, you're going to sit here and stack them. You know what I mean? You need to sell the coffee. You need to sell the cigarettes. You need to run a pool. I was running 3 different pools. I was running an NCAA college football pool. I was running an NFL pool. And I was running a NASCAR pool. I didn't even know nothing about NASCAR. I learned about it just so I could start running a pool and get my hustle on. So I'm skimming a little bit off of each of these 3 pools. I'm selling cigarettes. I'm selling coffee. I'm loan sharking now. And slowly but surely, you just start getting it in. And really, it's these low-level hustles that teach you the discipline that you need to be a hustler on any level. Because the margins of profit are so slim that if you mess it up, you're done. You're starting back from the bottom. So it teaches you, I gotta deny myself. I gotta sit here and save. I gotta stack. I gotta work hard and diligently and can't blink. Or it's over with. Man, y'all go ahead and hit that like button for me. Subscribe up, notification bell. I'm about to give y'all the Prison Hustler 101. We about to come with part 2, part 3. I'm going to give you the whole game. How do you make money in the joint? Any of y'all been in the joint? Think about some low level. Don't come with the big ones yet. I got them coming. But if I let some of these low level hustles out that you know about, and maybe I forgot about it, hey, go ahead and drop it in the comment box. Let's see. You jog my memory. We're going to get into it. But stay tuned. Next week, we got mid-level hustles coming. Man, y'all stay blessed.